Well, if you have a very complex scenario spanning multiple different hosts, spanning multiple different components on the various different hosts, how can you actually analyze and troubleshoot problems that might need to be correlated across many different logs, across many different systems? So the goal is really how can we view, search, and analyze correlated logs from all the different systems? Is there the possibility to set up a centralized logging analysis and reporting tool? And the answer is yes. RHEL OSP 7 will offer a centralized logging and monitoring as part of that lifecycle management tool, OSP Director, the successor to the OSP installer that you've seen so far. In our demo, we have set up a centralized logging ourselves using the open source ELK stack, Elasticsearch, Kibana, and Logstash. Once we've identified an error, a problem in our logs, we can use existing documentation, knowledge bases, support, for example, that you get from a Red Hat subscription in order to address the issue. And we could also gather the required skills through Red Hat training to actually be able to troubleshoot and analyze. So what we did is, beforehand, we instrumented all the various different systems to forward their logs into that external ELK stack. It's not part of the OpenStack architecture that comes with RHEL OSP 6. It's, from our point of view, an external system. However, it is quite common. So we want to give you a feel of what this looks like. One thing we need to do before we troubleshoot a problem is we need to create a problem. So we have set up our OpenStack environment to host two different projects. One of them is the Cloud Demo project. This is where all the instances that are created through Cloud Forms actually run in, which has a proper configuration. And we, on purpose, have an admin project which has an improper configuration. And if I try to create a new instance, and I'm using the OpenStack Horizon dashboard here because this is not something that I expect the end user to do, because we're actually just trying to do something which is not properly configured, which will run into an error. So I'm launching a RHEL 7.1 cloud image. This will fail. Give it a small flavor and launch it. This is not something that the end user will do, so this is why I'm using the Horizon dashboard. I'm just trying to create a problem here that we can analyze. So this will fail. As you can see at the moment, it's spawning. It's still running all the tests to actually prepare it for launch until it will actually launch. We can, however, already view log entries that are created for that image. So I'm just searching for the UUID that will identify this specific instance across all the different environments. And I open my Kibana interface, which is a query interface to Elasticsearch where all the different log files are pulled together. And I'm searching for that UUID entry. And as you can see already here, we have an unstructured list of log messages that are turning up starting just a minute ago. Probably will still take a while until the error actually takes place, because I think it's still in status spawning. So let's just revisit it. Yeah, it's still spawning. Once it is spawned, once it's actually trying to run it, OpenStack will identify that there's a problem in the network configuration and error will occur. So let's see what we can see from our centralized logging instance. First of all, you see that this depiction here is quite unstructured. So I probably do want to have a little bit more structure in my display. I'm just selecting the host, the file on the host where the message comes from, and the message itself. And that gives me a much more structured view on the logs that I'm looking at. And here you can see that there are many different hosts actually involved. So for example, you can see anything with a 3.9, 3.7 or 3.5. Those are the controller nodes that now report various different aspects of in their specific log files. You also see BE4, which is a compute node, which reports log entries that contain that specific search string. So let's look at OpenStack again to see if the error already occurred. And yes, we can see we failed to launch the instance. This will fail. Please try again. Error, no valid host was found. So let's use the centralized logging tool to identify the problem. Just searching for it again. And here we can see a nice graph of which log messages, how many log messages took place. I could even drill down to see a bit more within those 30 seconds. I could also drill up and to see if those log messages have occurred previously. I can also drill down here on a host. I can see all the different hosts that send out log messages. And I'm taking a shot and searching for, I could look at specific compute nodes. I could look at specific controller nodes. I'm taking a shot and just looking at the log messages from a top down. I can see no valid host was found, setting the instance into error state. Here I think is the most interesting entry. There's a Nova exception. Unfortunately, I need to be able to scroll a little bit here. The message is a bit truncated. Nova exception. Let's just copy it and use the knowledge base provided by Red Hat to figure out what that error actually is. So it was Nova exception, unexpected virtual interface type binding failed in English. Sorry, not in English. I was searching for it in English. And here I get some more information, and there is one hot candidate of that problem because it really describes in the headline, in the knowledge base, that specific problem. So I can open the knowledge base and I can see what is the issue. The instance fails to create. There's an error in Nova log. Let's validate that. Yes, it was in the Nova compute log that there's an exception. Unexpected viv type binding failed. If I actually want to see the resolution, I would have to log in because it's only available to subscribed Red Hat users. So let's look at that knowledge base article again. And there I can see a resolution. I can see it is a problem in the neutron, in the networking configuration, and it tells me what to do in order to resolve the problem and how to diagnose it. So how do I know how to diagnose it? Well, we have a lot of Red Hat training courses and certification programs. So of course, Red Hat not only offers product support as part of the subscription, it also offers the product documentation. It offers the knowledge base where you can find information on specific problems quite easily. And we will also help you to learn about the products and get training and certification on the various different products. And of course, if that knowledge base article was not sufficient for me to resolve the problem, I could now open a problem record with our support and have the experts from our support organization look at the problem to help me resolve it. So this concludes the troubleshooting use case.